The ancient Olympic Games.
Why did the Olympic Games start? It first started when the great festivals took place to honor the Greek gods. Olympics were held to please the various gods during the great festivals.
About the Olympic Games. The Olympic Games were held in honor of Zeus. The ancient Olympics were rather different than the modern games. Only free-born Greek men were allowed to participate. No women were allowed to watch the games. Each of the rings represents a continent that competes in the Olympic Games. The games were always held at Olympia instead of moving around to different sites every time. The games were held every 4 years.
History of the Olympic Games. Records show the Olympic Games began in 776 BC in Olympia. Prizes for the victors were olive leaf wreaths or crowns. Ancient Olympics were as much as a religious festival as an athletic event. To be in the games, the athletes had to qualify and have their names written in the list.
Olympic events: jumping, discus throw, wrestling, boxing, running, chariot racing, javelin, pancration, equestrian events, pentathlon.
Jumping. Athletes used stone or lead weights called halters to increase the distance of a jump. They held onto the weight until the end of their flight and then jettisoned them backwards.
Discus throw. The discus was originally made of stone and later of iron, lead, or bronze. The technique was very similar to today's freestyle discus throw.
Wrestling. This was highly valued as a form of military exercise without weapons. It ended only when one of the contestants admitted defeat.
Boxing. Boxers wrap straps around their hands to strengthen their wrists and steady their fingers. Initially, these straps were soft, but as time progressed, boxers started using hard leather straps, often causing disfigurement of their own opponent's face.
Running. The stayed a 200-yard foot race was the first and the only Olympic event for 13 games. The Dialos, a 400-yard foot race, was instituted for the next set of Olympic Games. Later on, they ran a foot race with 50 to 60 pounds of helmet, greaves, and shield.
Chariot racing. There were both two-horse chariot and four-horse chariot races, with separate races for chariot drawn by foals and other races between carts drawn by a team of 2 mules. The course was 12 laps around the stadium track, which was 9 miles.
Pankration. The pankration was a combination of boxing and wrestling, where gogging and biting were forbidden. It was a very dangerous sport. However, when a contestant was wrestled to the ground, his opponent could punch him. Presentation done by Kinley Boys, Handle with the Word.